Hello, welcome back. My name is Jason. I am here in the 2023 Lexus Urban Crossover 250h, thanks to Hoffman Lexus here in Hartford, Connecticut. Last year I was in the 2022 Lexus UX250. That is the gas-powered one. That one is no longer around. I'll talk about that and the other big changes for this refresh year here in 2023. And we'll take a look from the outside in and take it for a drive as always. Let's take a look. We have 4 trim levels for 2023, with the F Sport being split into an F Sport design and F Sport handling package, ranging from a base front-wheel drive version at $36,000 up to a $45,000 top spec all-wheel drive F Sport handling trim. The F Sport trims come in a handful of fun colors with black trim pieces, while the other 2 trims offer a few more solid colors. We're sitting at a nice and compact 104-inch wheelbase on 18-inch rims with a few different style options. This one has the matte black wheel package on it. And for 2023, we have these new Bridgestone run flats designed to help reduce NVH, that's noise, vibration, and harshness. And these are all seasons. These mirrors are heated with integrated turn signals and blind spot monitoring, and they're black capped here because of the F Sport trim. In the F Sport handling trim, they would also be power folding, auto dimming, and they would tilt in reverse. And up top, we've got black roof rails in the F Sports and aluminum in the others. The moonroof is on everything except for the base trim. Up front, we're looking at an unmistakable Lexus front end with the UX specific pattern in the grille, bi-LED headlights and daytime running lights, and the F Sport packages get you LED fogs as well as cornering lights. I love those. Once you have them, it's tough to go back to standard forward looking lights. Rain sensing wipers in the top 3 trims, and this one has the optional windshield de-icer as well. Around back, we've got LED tails and a hidden exhaust. This one has the hands-free power liftgate option, always nice to have, and it opens up into a 17 cubic foot cargo area. Heading inside, we have 3 different two-toned interior options. Note the F Sport seats and steering wheel are only on the F Sport handling package, but either way we have 8-way power adjustable seats, heated standard, and this one has ventilated optioned as well. The F Sport handling and premium trims have the ventilated seats by default. In the back, we have a cozy 33 inches of legroom, not a ton of space for tall passengers or long trips, but good enough for around town, which is what this urban crossover is made for. If you're curious about car seat fit, check out the Mazda 3 video, as that one has the same back seat spec. The infotainment is all new for this year. We have an 8-inch screen on all but the top spec, which gets a huge 12.3-inch screen. This is a touch screen with voice control and the Hey Lexus voice activation system. This replaces the scroll wheel and buttons that were in the center console area previously. Clean and simple, no problems here. And this pumps music through a 6-speaker or 10-speaker sound system, no Levinson sound system option in the UX. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and comfortable with your standard controls for safety, cruise, and infotainment. Heating is optioned here in this one. That's an available upgrade on all trims and a welcome one here in New England. Above the steering wheel is a 7-inch gauge cluster or 8-inch in the top spec, and I'm glad they kept the simple layout here. The center gauge is no longer analog like it was in the UX200 I was in last year, but they did keep it clean and clear. Of course, we have the new trim levels here. The F Sport split into the F Sport design and F Sport handling package, but we also have dropped the gas-powered engine, which means I'm in the hybrid this time. Last time I was in the gas-powered one. You could also get the gas-powered in front-wheel drive or the hybrid in all-wheel drive. There was no mixing and matching last year. New for this year, the hybrid comes in a front-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive version. So basically the way that Toyota and Lexus all-wheel drive or hybrid systems work, you have a small electric motor to get the internal combustion engine going. Then you have an electric motor that is just for powering the front wheels. Then if you opt for the all-wheel drive system like we have in this one today, then you'll have a second electric motor just to power the back wheels. So not a full-time all-wheel drive system. Most of the time you are in front-wheel front-wheel drive mode, but that is there in case the car detects slip or detects a need for the rear wheels to be engaged. We are still running through a continuously variable transmission, a CVT, no changes there. If you opt for the top F-Sport handling package, then you can actually get paddle shifters if you want. A little strange for a CVT and for a hybrid, but yeah, the option's there if you want it. And we're making 181 horsepower in this combined system here with the gas-powered engine and the electric motor. You know, not a race car by any means, but certainly plenty to get this thing moving. We're at around 3,400 pounds in the front-wheel drive version, 3,600 in the all-wheel drive version. About what you'd expect for a luxury type car of this size, with a lot of safety features and a lot of comfort features and things like that. And we're making 41 miles per gallon city and 38 highway. Interestingly enough, with this hybrid system, it actually gets worse fuel economy on the highway, but 38 is still really, really good, and 41 city, which is where people spend most of their time driving anyway. And if you opt for the front wheel drive version, that gets even better. You get 41 highway and 43 city. Speaking of highway, let's take this up onto the highway. And now the steering has also been recalibrated this year, as has the suspension. You know, it feels like a very soft ride. It wasn't exactly rough before, but it's definitely a very, very soft, comfortable ride here, even on those bumpy back roads I was just on with a lot of potholes. And the steering is more responsive, they say. It definitely feels very responsive. It's light, it's easy, and you can actually, we have a few different modes here. We've got an eco, a normal, and a sport, and what those are going to do is those are going to sort of modulate your throttle response, so you're not flying off the line if you're in eco mode, trying to save you a little bit of gas. And in sport, it'll get a little more responsive steering, tighter steering, not necessarily more responsive, a little bit heavier, a little bit tighter. Get even more granular than you can here in this one. Now, if you get the F-Sport handling package, then you actually get a few extra modes. You get the Sport S, the Sport S Plus, and a custom mode. So you can adjust your suspension, as I mentioned. You can adjust your steering even further. You can make it even heavier, your throttle response even better. And you can customize it to whatever level you want it to be if you get that custom mode as well. And I'm sure even in that harshest setting, it doesn't get too harsh. Lexus, as I've said before, doesn't really know how to make a harsh ride. It's always pretty soft and comfortable here. Now, with this being a Lexus, even with Toyota, you get a lot of standard safety features. This is a Lexus, you expect definitely to get all those safety features. Here it's the Lexus 2.5 safety system. That's your pre-collision warning, that's your pre-collision braking, your blind spot monitoring, your rear cross traffic alert, your radar cruise, your auto high beams, your pedestrian detection. It has all of those things standard. And the lane departure warning, I love the way it works. I've talked about that in the past here. Gives you a little bit of a vibration through the steering wheel. It's not super harsh. It's enough to get your attention without kind of blaring in your ears and things like that. The lane centering and the radar cruise, I got to try those out extensively in the Venza. It's the same system here. It works. It's one of the better systems out there in terms of keeping you in your lane. The only sort of safety driver assist feature that is optional is the park assist, and that is optional across all the trim levels. So that one, you know, it is an urban crossover, the UX. It's expected that you're probably driving around in the city a lot, probably doing some parallel parking here and there. You're probably an expert at it, but if you want a little bit of assistance, then that's a great system that you can add in. Now, in terms of visibility here, it's a hatchback. It's got the boxy back end, the boxy square window back there. Great visibility out the back, visibility out the side as well, since we have these nice flat sides and this nice great hatchback shape. So no issues with visibility. So good visibility, good ride quality, good safety features. It's efficient. Can't really go wrong here. Comfort and quality are things Lexus does so well. From the smooth ride to the material choices, this one is definitely no exception. With optional all-wheel drive and all the features you'd expect in a luxury car, add in an efficient hybrid system and an affordable price point, a hatchback for great visibility and usable space while staying compact and easy to maneuver and park, and this makes for an excellent commuter.